Tonight, an effort to change state law to let domestic violence victims seek justice on their own terms. Now, right now, doctors are required to report suspected cases of abuse to police. Denver 7's Mark Boyles live tonight at the Capitol. Mark, mandatory reporting can make matters worse sometimes.
And that's what some are saying. You know, domestic violence survivors are hoping to find some legislators that are step behind their cause and introduce a bill later on this session. Those survivors say changes need to be made.
I was thrown down a flight of stairs when I was pregnant. I had a laceration in my head that probably needed sutures.
Tracy Tatro-Swindle managed to escape an abusive marriage of 17 years.
There were numerous situations in that marriage where I probably should have gone for medical care and didn't because of the fear of reporting.
That fear of reporting, doctors are required to report abuse like hers to the police. But she was sick with pneumonia and needed help.
So what happens is the patient gets discharged and the police are already at the home where the perpetrator is, and it makes it a very difficult and dangerous situation for that victim returning home.
A new push to remove the reporting requirement for doctors is now being asked of legislators at the state capitol.
The thought and intent behind that is good. We want to help, but oftentimes doing that is just making things worse for that person once they get home.
The alternative, several domestic violence groups recommend victims go to local social and victim services groups instead, so survivors have a chance to get help on their terms.
And I said, please don't call the police. And he knew that I had no safety net or plan to set up for myself or my children, and made that decision to not call, which saved my life practically.
And there are certainly those on the other side of this issue that believe that this mandatory reporting is the way to go. Otherwise, survivors may never call for help. Those that are supporting this are hoping to get some legislation introduced in the spring. We're at the state capitol tonight. Mark Boyle, Denver 7.
And if you are a victim of domestic violence, maybe you know somebody who is. You can make an anonymous call to the National Domestic Violence Hotline for help. It's 1-800-799